All right, well, thank you, everybody. Good morning. And unfortunately, the weather is not cooperating, but our spirits are high and our excitement is great for the occasion of the Assyrian New Year 6773. So let's have a round of applause. Salam alaikum, banikablinochem shena, mengibit Alturayit, City of Yonkers, mengibit Mayor Mike Spano, mengibit City Council, City of Yonkers, bayach Kablach Ochem Shena, Kadaya Khorza Kat Oya Madkharta, Kat Rishishita, Alturaya Chab Nisan, U Kat Takhra Kat Ila Emma Ucha Shinne, Kat Itin Assyrian Association, U City of Yonkers. So, Alturama Basima Kat Tetocha Kat Shoppa and Basmalochem. Mayor and Mike, I just told them that because they're here, they're going to get a voucher and not have to pay tax. Come on, the mayor and Mike. So, we are very fortunate to be here. We're fortunate to have a city like Yonkers that embraces and promotes its diversity and its culture every day. And over the years, our mayor, Mike Spano, in partnership with the City Council leadership and really the whole city, has done everything that they can do to advance in economic development, to advance in real estate development, to advance in technological development, and to advance in educational development, and also, again, to advance in the cultural diversity in the city of Yonkers. And if anybody was fortunate enough to attend the mayor's State of the City address the other night, or have seen it since then, you'll see that the mayor outlined many of those initiatives that are very exciting and really pushing Yonkers ahead year after year. And for that, we'd like to give the mayor and the city council a round of applause. Thank you. So with that being said, there are some innovations and initiatives that the mayor has not shared with everybody. I know it was the State of the City address, Mayor, and you had to share all those new innovations. But I know that he kept a couple secret, and for just this occasion, because over the years we all know that the Assyrians really embraced technology and were in advance of the technology and education and learning for their time. And towards that end, the mayor and the City of Yonkers have also embraced technology, and you noticed that effect of it this year. Now, who noticed that we didn't have much snow at all this winter? Let's hear it by a round of applause. So I'm allowed to now share with you this innovation that the mayor and the leadership on the City Council have developed. And in addition to their wonderful snow removal efforts, they've now gone into snow prevention here in the City of Yonkers. So let's have a round of applause for the snow prevention technology here. I'm sorry, that might have been a compliment. The mayor says, okay, I told you. But yes, we've now developed this technology. And you noticed it this winter. I mean, every time on the news, the weatherman would show the storm coming right for Yonkers. And then all of a sudden it would go north. And I think what would happen is I would envision the mayor and all the city personnel on the top of the tower of the City Hall and giving the storm clouds a dirty look. And then they'd say, well, we might as well go to Mayor Pack or Hopewell Junction. We don't need to go to Yonkers today. And it's working. Apparently, though, we need to work out some of the kinks because it doesn't work on rain. No. We tried, it doesn't work on rain, but we're going to work that out. But Rome wasn't built in a day, but Assyria was, Mayor, and we're here to celebrate 6,773 years of Assyrian culture and history in the world and in the City of Yonkers. Thank you. So with that being said, I'd like to start with our young people who are well represented here today.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. Give him a round of applause, Job. Come on, back to your post. Good job, good job. He did a good job last year, so I didn't hesitate to tell you he was related to me. Last year I was waiting until after he did the Pledge of Allegiance, and he still did a good job. Bravo. So, thank you very much, Zaya and the young people, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't mean to be somber, but I will ask that we have a brief moment of silence. There was an earthquake a few weeks ago, months ago, in really part of the country in Syria and Turkey, where a lot of Assyrian people historically lived and live today. And I know that a lot of people in this area have been part of some of the humanitarian aid and remembrances for those people. So we're going to have a moment of silence for the victims of that earthquake in Syria and Turkey. Just a brief moment. Thank you very much. So, with that being said, I'd like to call on our spiritual leader and our leader in faith, Rabbi Kasha, Francis Ede, and Besmalo from Paglita Ladima. Father Francis.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Father.
Our sisters and brothers, wherever you are, from this blessed country, we congratulate you and us all on the occasion of the Assyrian New Year 6773. Our presence in the East is one of the eldest that exist on the land of Mesopotamia. It is of 6,773 years. If we think this number is a huge number, yes, and that proves that we are the first nation lived in civilizations and established the calendar. That's why we are celebrating that. Yes, we have gone through several stages, from victories to setbacks. Whoever reads the history of the East in general must grasp the importance of existence and the changes that obstruct the path of our divided people. On the land of its ancestors and its heritage, we summarize what cannot be shortened, lest we burden you, but we emphasize the importance of our unity in the face of all that has happened. Our Assyrian Year celebration is a duty for us to continue drawing our collective memory and our actions toward our cause and remind the world of our existence. Congratulations to the youth on their feast. Blessed to women, men, and the elderly, and all Assyrian people, because they are the coming generations who make our glory, whose down must be born again. Still, he will not be born. The people, and we separate and we seek to separate. We demand with all the responsibility that he does not spread the spirit of what divides us, yet allows us to unite because of our tragedies, our destiny, and our end. Let him allow us to connect, because with our unity we can prove that we are the children of our fathers. When we approach each other, we come one step towards the other of unity, to unity our ranks and avoid for their division. Do you think our presence in the West and a few of us who live on the soil of their ancestors has no weight sufficient to preserve our lives? Or can we all, from his position, prove that he is the son of those who brought knowledge to the whole world? Today, we enjoy our freedom in this blessed country, especially in this city, Yonkers city, Our parents, they were here more than 150 years ago, and they get their rights in 1914, and they established the first American Assyrian associations in this country. That's because this city, they take care about our nation. And today, on behalf of all you guys, I want to thank the City of Yonkers, representing and the mayor, Mike Spano, because he's taking care about us. He started this celebrations tradition since 2014. And we are very proud of all of you and of him and his staff. They are working hard to approve. They are going together with us, and they are supporting even the minor community to approve them and to give them their rights. And also we must thank the leaders of this country and work with each other to restore the rights of the people of our nationality wherever they are. Once again, we say to you and all those celebrating the Assyrian New Year, Happy New Year. Lord, bless our Assyrian nation, sons, and bless our country, the United States of America.
Yeah.
Now, in shortly, I will say my prayer in Assyrian language, my mother language. Shemit Baba, Ugrona, Uruchat Kutshacha, La Chayo Sharira Amin. وطلاب يوم منخ يا مريا لهاب أهيوم بريخة ومبرخة قد يوتلن خيلة وصاخوثة وسلمتوثة قد يمزيخخ ريش الشيطان آتوريتا اشتال بوشوا موشوي طلا ريش الشيطة شدويا ريش الشيطة البركاثة قد كلين علمة دينا بخايا بقوانا أطرواثة يوت خيلة وصاخوثة وسلمتوثة قد كل يالد بني أمتن يكد بخاينا قد مضبطي قنا شخينا دينا ملي من خبة من إقارة من همانوتة ودينا يالد بابا وثيهن أن سوراي قماي ده يرن علم كل جو إذاعته جو برميته جو كل من ديانة علمه بشتكاري وقد يوخد يوم مدري قد يولو قديا نسبت قد مغزيخ أخنا بخايا وقو خيروث ديالي دأطرا أبني وخ نخراي بقو أطرا إن خلما إلي قد هاوخ كلنا مزيوخم مدوخ ذا بقو أطرا وقو أطرا يميتا ديلي بيت نهرين داوخ كلنا مزي خاند أها زوياخا بقو خالب بقو خاتخ ملتا شفاقت لي ذايه قدشتا بابا وبرونا وروخ القدس العالمين آمين.
Amin. Merci, Maro.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Father Dave. Well, by the way, we welcome back, we're very happy to welcome back. He just had a trip to our homeland, his homeland, and we're very happy to have him back, that your trip was safe. And we look forward to celebrating the holidays with you, Father. Thank you very much. So we are joined by several people who should be mentioned. And I just want to acknowledge that we are joined by the Honorable Mayor Mike Spano, our host, thank you. We're joined by the Minority Leader of the City Council, Mike Green. Thank you, Mike. And we're joined by Jimmy Nolan. He's the County Legislator from Yonkers. So thank you very much, Jimmy, for coming to share in this celebration with us. So with that, we have so far we're very happy with everything but the weather. We've had a great program. We do have, I just want to make a note that we do have a luncheon at the Assyrian Club at the association directly after, following the flag raising ceremony. And with that announcement, I do want to acknowledge, and there's probably a million people to acknowledge, I try to acknowledge who I can, but Denise Sargis is sponsoring the luncheon as she usually does, so I want to thank her for doing that. I have to say, typically we don't have a lot of cameras, and we have a big crowd because it's a great event, but we usually don't have a lot of cameras there, so I want to acknowledge Denise. And we are going to hear from some of the people who are going to present at that luncheon because it's really turned into quite an event itself, and I'm looking forward to it. Not just the food, but the lunch, the presentations. And towards that end, we are joined by some guests that we haven't been joined by before, and I'd like to briefly introduce them. I'd like them just to make a few remarks about about themselves and about the presentation they're going to make briefly, just so people are aware of what they can anticipate if they're able to join us back at the club. So with that being said, we are joined by Sarah Bennett, and I just want to make a few comments. Sarah Bennett Kalberg is an Assyrian from Chicago, working in New York City in the real estate technology field. And Sarah is currently living in Hoboken, New Jersey. She is passionate about Assyrian heritage and works in real estate technology. But mainly, I actually was able to see, not in person, but on video, a very interesting presentation that Sarah made regarding her family and her heritage. And I'd like Sarah Bennett to come here and join us and give us some brief remarks about herself and the presentation. Thank you very much, Sarah. Nice to see you. Please, pardon me.
Shalom Alohan of B'Shena Tilachon, Reshashita Aturaya Hawabrika Ka Kulachon. Anashimi Sarah. I'm a third generation Umishneta, and I'm so excited to be here today. Like so many of us, my family has an amazing story about coming to this city and to this country, so I'm excited to share that with you. I have some of my family here today. Like Mark said, I'm really passionate about this story and about what it means for the past, but also for the future and for our community and nation. I'll be sharing about this and what my identity as an Assyrian means to me over at the association, so I'm excited. Basim Araba.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sarah. Really appreciate you being here. We also have, well, I didn't meet her yet today, and I haven't met her, so I don't know. Is Annie Elias here?
She's not here yet. She's taking the train.
Oh, okay. All right. So we are also joined by another guest and who is going to present at the association, and that is Mariam Ishaya. And just by way of introduction, she's a graduate student at Columbia University and an Assyrian rights advocate, and she's majoring in international affairs. And I will tell you that she has been a real vibrant part of our community here in Yonkers and the church and even the choir. She might even be one of the leaders of the choir now, so that's what happens when you show up and participate, you advance quickly. So, yeah, that's right. So, Mariam Ishaya, we'd like to welcome you to the podium, and we'd like to hear about your endeavors and your presentation.
Hello everyone, and thank you for coming. My name is Mariam Ishaya, as you heard. I am a graduate student at Columbia University, and my advocacy actually centers on Assyrian land rights. I will be talking about Assyrian activism in the past, present, and future. So I'll be mentioning some past activists and how they have encouraged Assyrian activists in the present, especially in my work, and what that means for the future. So I hope to see you all at the club and to have my presentation inspire the youth here to take part of Assyrian activism. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariam. Thank you very much, Mariam. We really look forward to that presentation. And I was going to introduce her last, but not least. But since we're waiting for Annie Elias, we are also joined again, we're fortunate to be joined again by Ruth Kambar. And if I may, she doesn't really need an introduction because she's been a part of the ceremony really for a long time. But for Ruth, she's just like a lot of these other people here and some of the presenters. She makes every day like the Assyrian New Year. So I know it's very important to you, Ruth, and you're very passionate about it. Ruth is an educator, and she's an activist for Assyrian rights, and she's an archivist for the Assyrian Studies Association. She's currently the chairperson of this Assyrian Studies Association archive team, and she's always coming up with creative ways to remember, enhance, and present our culture and heritage as Assyrians. So Ruth Kambar, could you please tell us a little about your work? Welcome. Thank you.
Shalom Aleichem.
Shanity.
I wanted to tell everybody that I'm very proud to be here and grateful to be here. My family has deep roots in Yonkers, as do I, and at the association. So it's very, very important to me to be the niece and cousin of David Jacobs. And you'll see his picture when you enter the club today. And his granddaughter will be joining us at one point. And today I will talk about the archive. I will actually show you some of the documents as they relate to Yonkers, but also discuss the depth and breadth of the archive. And hopefully you will all contribute to the archive. It's moving along, we're doing well. AFA sponsors us, and we're always looking for people to join ASA, Assyrian Studies Association. It would be really helpful to us. It takes a lot to scan all these documents, and I have scanned all of the club documents, and 4 books, took a lot, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have that record, and the purpose of this archive is so that everyone will be able to access it. Not just scholars, they won't be hidden in a library. You will have access to all of it. So I thank you very much, and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, well, thank you very much, Ruth, and I don't want to harp on the point, but I do want, if Annie's here, I'd like to introduce her, otherwise we can wait on that. I've never met.
Here yet. I think she's going straight to
So I'm going to mention that Annie Elias has served as the Vice President of the Board of the Assyrian Foundation of America in San Francisco since 2020. Her father, Dr. Joe Elias, was a member of the board and served in a variety of capacities for the foundation since he joined in 1969. She's an Assyrian, I believe she's an Assyrian artist, right? And I believe that she's going to present with regard to her role and her family's role with, again, preserving, enhancing, and educating people about our Assyrian culture. So we look forward to Annie and her presentation at the association. So we can give her a round of applause. She'll probably see the video and like that. And I want to say about Maryam Mishaya particularly, you know, she said something to me which was great, and I think she must have said it to a lot of other people in the community, that she really felt, and I don't think she was just saying this, that the Assyrian community in Yonkers was very welcoming. And when she said that, I was like, wow. I was like, that was really nice to say. And she wasn't just saying it about me, she's saying it about, we were talking about our community. So yeah, so that was really something that, I don't know, maybe other people hadn't said to me, but I've actually observed, you know, the benefits, if you will, right, of us being a welcoming community. And again, being Assyrian and being in America and being in Yonkers, you know, I know we all, you know, get a great feeling when we meet somebody who's Assyrian or speaks Assyrian. It's just all of a sudden it's a very positive feeling. And I can't imagine it being anything else. And I hope that everywhere, you know, we go, I think we get a similar reaction. But I was glad to hear that Maryam said that we were a very welcoming community. So thanks, Maryam, for saying that. And give yourself a round of applause for being a very welcoming community. And I think part of the reason why we're so welcoming, if not a big part of the reason, is because Yonkers as a city is very welcoming. I remember my grandfather always saying, I mean, as much as, you know, we're Assyrian and we're proud of our heritage and we're very, you know, staunch about our pride and our culture, but you know, Yonkers was a great place for us to grow up, live, and raise our families. If Assyria, you know, the land of Assyria was our father, and my grandfather would always say Yonkers was like a mother to us in terms of how we were raised here and able to live and thrive here. And yeah, that music's appropriate because I think it's really beautiful that the city of Yonkers did play that role in our lives and made us into the welcoming people that we are by embracing cultural diversity. So let's have a round of applause for the city of Yonkers. Now, this type of attitude and culture really starts at the top, and in the city of Yonkers, we have a mayor and an administration that really embraces the cultural diversity of the city of Yonkers and promotes it every day, really to the benefit of the city. We are on the city council with one of the most diverse city councils that we've ever had in history, and all those things don't happen if the environment and the attitude is not welcoming and supportive of that. And as I said, it all starts at the top, and we're here today because of the acceptance and the promotion of cultural diversity of our mayor, the Honorable Mike Spano. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark. I realize as I stand here today, I'm just getting older and older. But it is a pleasure to be here with each and every one of you. It's a pleasure to be here with with Councilman Breen, who's one of my really great friends, and an excellent councilman, and Jimmy Nolan, our county legislator. So it's good that they're here. You know, I look at this group and I just think about my own history right here in South Yonkers. And my grandparents were Italian immigrants. And when they came here and they were doing fuel oil deliveries and heating. And I remember growing up and my father taking me to the Assyrian Club. And how many of you own buildings right here in South Yonkers? And you know, they would deliver the oil and keep you warm, and certainly this wonderful community thrived so well. I think I see Charlie Johan, and I think of his mother and his father, and your late brother Sargis, you know, and I just think of the wonderful memories we've had, you know, growing up in South Yonkers, and how. It's amazing how diverse we were back then, right? Yonkers has gone through all kinds of imaginations and changes over the years, but we were always a very diverse community, as I can remember growing up, you know. But the Assyrian community, I mean, keeping your culture alive and that impact, and Father, you talked about it, for almost 7,000 years. That says a lot about who you all are, and we're so very, very proud of the many contributions that you've made. You know, we could say that you've made to mankind over your history. And I just wanted to say thank you, because here in some small way, for 108 years in the city of Yonkers, when I say small, it's really big, but when you compare it up to, you know, over 6,000 years of history, it's a small way. But you continue to drive your culture. You can continue to drive your love of family, your love of education, your love of community, and keeping that base, and keeping that base alive, and never forgetting who you are. At the same time, you're willing to stand up and believe in something, especially now as we celebrate, you know, Jesus Christ in the next 2 weeks. And so I'm so happy to be here. Welcome to City Hall. I apologize for being a bit late. I was negotiating a contract with the teachers union, and we didn't finish it yet.
Sorry, we have some teachers here. They're okay.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah. Well, but we'll get it done. And but enjoy the holiday. Love to see you all. And let's make sure that we keep this culture and keep our community alive. And let's remember, you know, there's that anonymous saying that's out there, right? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And we're in a topsy-turvy world, we know that. But it's a beautiful place that we all live in. And we're one of the most diverse cities of our size in all of America. And we've showed that we can make it work. And I just hope that the rest of the world will follow us. Thank you, and good to see you all. Father, I have a proclamation here for you, and this has been a tradition of mayors going back to John Flynn. How many of you remember John Flynn? So, his was over 50 years ago. And so it's a proclamation where we declare today is Assyrian New Year Day in the city of Yonkers. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Mayor Spano. Really appreciate your support in this. Thank you. And as I said, we're joined by the minority leader on the City Council in the City of Yonkers, Mike Breen. If you'd like to make some remarks, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, everyone. Unfortunately, we're not outside at the Diversity Fountain where we do all our multicultural events, because Yonkers, while it's a big city, it's a small town sometimes. We have such in groups, many different communities here. So we're not outside, but we're inside. And the mayor likes to call this the People's House. So today it's the Assyrian People's House right inside here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And Mark, I had to check. I never approved the funding for the snow avoidance, and I want the Teamsters Union to know that, because they get a lot of overtime when it snows. So I don't want any trouble here today. So I'm going to check that I didn't vote for that.
Thank you very much. So I just wanted to thank the Minority Leader, Mike Breen, for his remarks, and really appreciate your support in this, Mike, year after year. And Jimmy, just want to acknowledge Jimmy Nolan again. Thank you for being here today on behalf of the county legislator. Round of applause for Jimmy Nolan. We are also joined by the Deputy Parks Commissioner, I believe, Lisa McKay Harris. Thank you very much. And I know the Parks Department really plays a large role in making this happen. And then when it moves into the rotunda, I'm not sure exactly how that gets done, but it gets done. And again, it shows how the mayor really supports us, and I think it makes it a lot more difficult. Oh, I'm sorry. And our wonderful Parks crew are also joined by some Lincoln alumni as well. Lincoln High School, class of '86. Thank you very much. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for being here. And I don't want to just say her name again. If she's not here, just tell me she's not here.
Annie's not, she's going straight.
All right.
Flew in over.
Her ears must be ringing, but in any event. So yes, so thank you all for being here. Because of the weather, the flag, we have many beautiful flags here. Thank you all for bringing these beautiful flags and carrying them here today. The flag that's going to be raised will be raised now after the ceremony, because I think there's been a break in the weather too. But we would like to acknowledge the raising of the flag. I don't know if my mother is prepared to indulge us with a few notes of an Assyrian patriotic song in honor of our flag.
Okay.
So this is an Assyrian patriotic song in honor of the flag raising by Anna Constantine, my mom.
Thank you.
Good job, Mom. Ruth Campbell has something else she'd like to share with us, please, and it's always very interesting. Come on, Ruth.
Very, very quickly. I wanted to acknowledge today Vladimir David Lazari, who is the man who actually designed this flag that we praise in 1958 for the soccer team from Iran. He does not get the credit that he deserves. He actually is the artist who designed it. And many of you know of the Lamasu whiskey bottle from one of the conventions. He also designed that. And, you know, his epitaph is beautiful, and I'll just read it quickly. He's written it. Sorry. He lives in California, by the way, and he's in his late 80s. Asher God has inspired me the sacred mission to bring back to my people Shemasha, the God's Son, which was buried for thousands of years in the dust and darkness of history. I did execute his orders with great passion, and as the symbol of unity, I offered it to all Assyrian generations to come. Shema Shagah, the eternal shining Assyrian star. My mission has been accomplished. Thenceforth, my wandering spirit will rest in peace forever and ever. Amen. Vladimir by David Lazari, 1958. Thank you.
Very nice, Ruth. I'm glad you got to tell us that. I just want to say thank you again, and God willing, we'll see you all again next year to raise the flag and commemorate 6,774 years of Assyrian culture. Thank you very much. Happy New Year.